Where would come to your mind first if I say there is a country that has a jail for polar bears on Earth? Besides, this country can be as cold as the surface of Mars during winter. In this video, we are going to Canada, the center of the winter festivals and ice hotels on the North Pole. Chosen as the most livable country in the world by several researchers, with its cosmopolitan structure, clean air, unique nature, and countless advantages, Canada has been chosen as the 13th happiest country in the world, according to World Happiness Report 2023. With its 9,985 kilometers square or 6,244 miles surface area, Canada is the second biggest country in the world after Russia. For this reason, it has 6 different time zones in total. From east to west, it stretches almost 6,000 kilometers, and even the flights from one point of the country to another take 6 to 7 hours. Despite its enormous size, approximately 90% of Canada's land is not used in any way. This means only 10% of the country has settlement, and Canada is among the countries with the lowest settlement density. Big cities of the country are located on the eastern side. As you can guess, the longest land border on Earth is the one between Canada and the USA, and the most surprising fact about this border is that there is no military security. So, let's think about it. You have the USA on the south, the USA again on your west, and on the east there is Greenland in the autonomy of Denmark. The possibility of Russia executing any kind of military operation is impossible due to weather conditions and the USA barrier. Your only active borderer is the most developed country in the world, and it's your ally. No wonder Canada is one of the safest and most developed countries in the world. With its industry-based technology, Canada is one of the best in areas such as telecommunication, biotechnology, and pharmacy. The country is also highly rich in terms of underground resources. It has the 4th biggest oil reserve in the world after Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, and Iran. Interestingly, according to a fact discovered in the 1960s, the gravity in most of Canada is lesser than in the rest of the world. Therefore, if you weigh yourself in these regions, it is possible to weigh less than you actually are. Approximately 20% of the 40 million population of the country is above the age of 65. Thus, the average age is 41, and the average age of marriage is 30. While 75% of the citizens are white, 15% of the population is Asian, 5% is indigenous and aboriginal, 3% is black, and 2% is Latin. Now, let's take a look at its history. Canada had been a region where the Aboriginals lived for thousands of years. However, later in the 15th century, British and French people started to colonize the places around the Atlantic coast, and within time, the region totally went under the control of the British. But Great Britain lost control of today's Canada as a consequence of several civil wars that took place at the end of the 18th century. The name of the country was given by the French discoverer Jacques Cartier's misunderstanding of the indigenous people. The discoverer misunderstood the word Kanata, which means village in the local language, and since then the country's name has stayed as Canada. With the figure of a big leaf in the middle, Canada's flag is quite catchy. The flag has a red background with a white square in the center, and inside the square there is a red maple leaf with 11 edges. Capital city Ottawa holds the title of 7th coldest capital city in the world. The most crowded and popular city of the country, with its 6.5 million inhabitants, is Toronto. Even though Canada is likened to the USA, this is a country that was established by the migrants coming from England and France, and for this reason the people of Canada are living by sticking to the European heritage. Every 2 out of 3 Canadians know French. After all, the country has 2 official languages, English and French. In the signboards throughout the cities, 2 native languages can be seen. On the other hand, Canada holds the title of the most educated country in the world. 56% of the citizens have a bachelor's degree at least. The currency of the country is Canadian dollar. According to today's exchange rate, $1 equals 1.34 Canadian dollars. While the most common religion is Christianity with a 53% rate, 34% of the people do not believe in any religion. Canada is home to 2/3 of the polar bear population in the world. For this reason, strange precautions are taken throughout the country. They even have jails for the polar bears. In a town named Churchill, an old aircraft hangar now functions as a jail for bears that steal food from houses while migrating in autumn. Since the population of bears doubles the local villagers' population during the migration time, they become a threat, and that's why such precautions are taken. In some regions of the country, it is strictly forbidden to lock the doors of houses and cars. So, if you are living in Canada, you should make your cars and houses reachable for possible possible polar bear attacks so that someone can take shelter. By the way, the vehicle plates of cars, motorcycles, and snowmobiles in northern Canada are shaped like a polar bear. Besides all these, Canada, the owner of 10% of the forest land around the world, is a lake paradise. Plus, the country has more lakes than the rest of the world. This rate equals approximately 60% of the lakes on Earth. In Ontario alone, there are more than 2,500 lakes. Canada has the largest third-order lake island in the world. This means there is a lake on this island, and inside of that lake there is another island, and inside of this island there is another lake, and that lake also has its own island. This small lake island, which is located on Victoria Island, was discovered by geography enthusiasts who were scrolling through Google Maps a few years ago. In addition to this, Canada is literally a dinosaur country. The Dinosaur Provincial Park in Alberta is in the UNESCO World Heritage List. In this region, which is one of the largest dinosaur cemeteries in the world, there are fossils that are thought to be 75 million years of age. Canada is among the countries where the Northern Lights, one of the world's most spectacular natural phenomena, can be seen most clearly. Explained as the interaction between the magnetic field of Earth and the particles that are radiated from the Sun to space, this exhibition of colors that increases when approaching the North Pole illuminates the sky with greenish glow or sometimes a faint red color, especially in November and April. Lastly, let's visit one of the strangest hotels on Earth together. Situated in the province of Quebec, Hôtel de Glace is the only ice hotel in North America. It is reconstructed every year by using 30,000 tons of snow and 500 tons of ice. In this hotel, whose construction is completed within approximately 6 weeks, every year a different concept takes place. As you see, there are a lot of facts about Canada that can be considered extraordinary. If you want to know more about different places on Earth with their unique characteristics, I will be uploading more videos about countries, so don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Sumeyra Cenet was here. See you in the next one. Bye.